12 week. Yep, 12 week. No, 9 week. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've touched this project because I took a month-long break. Well, 3 week long break off working on um, working on any video game. Because if you don't know, I work on video games professionally as part of my as well as on the side as well. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's 12 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's 12 weeks. But today is the last week of the art prototype, and to be honest, I have not gone anywhere near as far as I wanted to. So this week's focus was getting the drifter working and sort of, I'd say, looking all right. Now, in my personal opinion, this does not look how I want it. I'm not an artist. I'm a programmer, um, and this does not massively look like how I want it to look. But I also do not want to sit and resort down to just pixel art. Um, Personally, I feel like I can try and establish my own way of doing things, and I feel like I'd learn more in that. Now, during, I'll talk over kind of what I've done, and then I can talk about this video won't be super long, but then we can talk about where we're at. So, first thing I'll do is I will show off if I just open up the debug menu because I'm on the debug build and set us to move over to this abandoned house, right? You'll notice that now the tank actually moves properly, like renders moving, and I'm gonna overlay also in a bit. I'm gonna overlay what that looked like during development because I thought it looked pretty cool before I put my art on it. But yeah, so we're going forward, we kind of move forward here, which is pretty cool. And that and getting the tile map for the drifter looking somewhat well like I want to. I want these things to be massive as sort of metal beasts, and I want some idea of the scale. So I don't think I've completely failed in that, but it's a learning curve. And one of the things that I have realized in my time off is that I'm a good programmer. Um, and that's something that I do professionally day to day, right? But ultimately, uh, I'm not a good artist and not a good sound designer either, as well. Um, and also like UI designer. And when you're working on your own project, you need to wear every single hat. Um, and so, whilst I might be a good enough standard professionally in one case, I'm not necessarily a good enough standard. And I also, for my own fault, don't want to stick on a project for the time it would take for me to essentially learn, skill up, and iterate. I want to work on new ideas and maybe come back to old ideas. I want me to feel fresh on the things that I'm working on. If I was working on something full time and that was my own project, then yeah, I'd be happy to kind of give it a longer stint. But I work on things professionally for years. Um, and so actually working on things personally on a shorter time, even if unfortunately uh, through my own learning process, some of the things like the sound and the art aren't as good. So long as I'm finding my process and finding my feet and improving, that actually over time get that time. If you look back through my previous projects, you'll notice that often the art is kind of oh, right. That was just my internet falling out my wall. So yeah. Long story short, essentially, I want to be able to work on stuff and work on new stuff and keep what I'm working on fresh and interesting and explore some of the ideas. And it allows me to iterate on things I'm not good at, design, um, art, and all of that. So essentially, I spent 3 weeks programming this and had allocated some more programming time in the schedule for future. But this is how the schedule looks now, and essentially, the schedule is going to I'm going to scale back all of my programming time because that is the thing that I can do and know how to do, and I am efficient and quick at. And now we're going to spend more time actually working on the art and working on the UI and working on the sound and the design and all of that. So, slightly counterintuitively, we move on to sound next week. So, this is getting the sound in and getting the atmosphere there. I think that art has done a lot of towards that, but yeah, I want to stick to my schedule even if things aren't perfect. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Um, I will talk. Well, actually, before I go, um, also started work on some of the room items. They're a bit messed up at the moment, and they'll stay messed up for a little bit until we get back over to the art cycle. But I'm pretty sure this is how I want to do things. So essentially, we've got like the computer monitors in the control center. The chair is a chair. It's kind of massive at the moment, but we'll work out scale in a bit. And then the beds. I feel like I have a process. The part of finding the art was finding the process of doing these things, and I feel like I've settled on that, even though I haven't finished all of the art. So we'll develop the art for the rest of the stuff as we get further down, um, and maybe iterate and improve. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you had a wonderful New Year, and I've got to go double check that everything's not falling off the wall. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.